The LAPD is supposed to protect and serve, but it seems their union is only interested in protecting and serving the officers, not the people. The Chief Charlie Beck is taking aim. Seems there's dissension in the ranks. All aboard, even you with a gun. Amtrak's allowing passengers to carry firearms onto the train. No body scanners there, but they can bring weapons onto the track. Yeah, that makes me feel safe. Eddie's got the magic touch. Magic Johnson jumps on board to help get pro football back in Los Angeles. If it happens, the city will make millions. But the NFL's the big winner, and they've got LA right where they want us. All the stories people are talking about and everything you need to know right now on The Filter. Hello again off the top. It's The Filter Forefront, our top four of the day, including if this country was founded on freedom of religion, why the mosque hysteria? But we'll begin with this. To protect and to serve. That's the motto of the LAPD. But if they stop putting new officers on the streets, if they stop hiring altogether, does that sound like protecting? Does that sound like serving? Well, that's exactly what the union that represents the LAPD, that's what they want. Stop hiring cops. But why? They want the current officers to get overtime pay. Right now they work overtime and are forced to take days off instead of being paid. Chief Charlie Beck said the plan to stop hiring cops would jeopardize public safety. Chief says we need more police. He plans on hiring 200 more officers by next summer. So which one protects and which one serves? Our contributors tonight, civil rights attorney Leo Terrell and doctor of social ethics Charlotte Laws. Our pictures are furnished by Skype. Leo, I'll start with you. If the police are supposed to serve the people of Los Angeles, should we hire more cops or keep the ones who already know how to do the job and pay them more?
Hire hundreds of more cops, Fred. This is nothing more than a money grab based upon officers within the union who want to rip off the city of LA by getting overtime, to have big fat paychecks. It is odd for me to understand why the police union would be against hiring more cops and expanding the police force. Fred, in New York, they have over 30,000 cops. We only have 10,000 for a population of 4 million. Let me be very clear about this. This is nothing more than a money grab among senior police officers to hoard taxpayers' money. To argue against more police officers is disingenuous.
But here's the question. If you have these officers working overtime and you total up the sum total of what they would be paid, would their overtime not equal what a new officer would be paid for not working overtime?
Fred, let me sit here and tell you this. These officers are probably at the highest pay scale. Their overtime rate would be extremely higher than a newly hired employee would be paid at a lower rate.
Charlotte, what do you think?
Well, you also have to take into consideration the pensions and the health care benefits. But my view is that we have physical problems in not only the city of LA, but also in California. And that needs to be the top priority. I don't think we need additional cops. We also don't need cops going overtime. We need to reduce the police force or certainly not add to it.
Oh, no.
Crime rates are down to the same level as the 1960s.
Charlotte.
Fred.
No.
What are we doing, Fred? We're releasing inmates, like 40,000 inmates from prison, right?
Right.
Why are we arresting them if we're just going to have a revolving door and they're going to come back out?
Well, if you release the inmates, you need more police.
You don't need more police to go around arresting people just to let them back on the street.
Oh, no.
In fact,
no.
Go ahead, Leo. Go ahead.
We don't have enough cops in this city. Again, Charlotte, I'll point out to you again, New York City has 30,000 cops. It's been a magic number in this city to have just 10,000. We are understaffed as far as police force. If there's any service that we need, more police.
There's 1960s level, Leo.
Oh, no. This population
They
has
are.
expanded.
That's true. That's the statistic on it, both with violent crimes and with property crimes. It's not necessary. We have problems with
Not
money
necessary?
in this city.
I'm not safe. I don't feel safe in this city. I always feel more comfortable with more police officers in the city. No question about it.
I think in this situation, Charlotte, Leo and I will agree to disagree with you.
Yes.
All right, December holidays are a holy time for many religions. Christians have Christmas. Today, those of the Jewish tradition celebrated the first day of Hanukkah. And soon Muslims throughout the world will celebrate Ramadan. But this is hardly a time for celebration in the city of Temecula. There's a battle brewing, all in the name of religion. Temecula's planning commission is meeting right now, and they're expected to approve a permit for the Islamic Center of Temecula Valley. But many residents are upset about the mosque. Not only the residents, but the leaders of two nearby churches who have complained that putting a mosque next to their houses of worship only invites conflict. Many religions preach tolerance, but why can't they coexist? Should the Islamic Center be allowed to build, or should the people's concerns take precedence, Charlotte?
They should definitely be allowed to build. And the only issue that the decision makers should be looking at are land use issues with regards to parking or noise or the environment, that kind of thing. I think it's just blatant discrimination. And there are only 30 people apparently who signed this petition. So it's kind of amazing to me that they've gotten the media coverage for the past 6 months that they've gotten. I bet it wasn't too long ago when white people said, oh, well, it causes conflict. I don't want a black family next door to me. Well, people need to learn to be tolerant. And they need to open their minds to other religions, such as the Muslim religion. So I think it definitely needs to be built.
Leo?
Please, Islamic Center, please call me if you don't get it so I can sue Temecula. This is so outrageous, Fred. Freedom of religion. And to have two other religious groups to complain or to try to use this as an argument is almost insulting to this Constitution. So please, if you don't get it, Islamic Center, please call me, carry the filter.
You know, the thing is that surprises me, you know, and maybe you'll both disagree with me. I understand if people, now whether you agree with this or not, okay, let's just be broad-minded. I can understand why some people might go, oh, I don't like this idea. They might be wrong, but I see they're thinking they don't like it. Okay, we'll give them that. But when the other religions join in and go, I don't like this idea, that's where I thought there's something really wrong here. That makes no sense.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary because it's a me, I'm okay, but you're not okay. And again, what makes this country unique is the First Amendment, freedom of religion.
Can we all appreciate the fact, though, that at this time of uncertainty and unrest, there might be people who would be a little concerned about this? Is that fair to say?
Well,
yes.
Yeah, I mean, but, you know, they're not petitioning the liquor store, even if they're against alcohol. There are a lot of businesses in a community. There's probably an atheist society down the street that they wouldn't agree with those principles either. Why are they targeting this particular mosque and the Muslim people? I think that's discrimination.
All right. Well,
I agree.
You both agree on that. Let's move on. So you're driving along, tires screech, you hit the brakes, too late. Car accident. You get out. You talk with the other driver. No insurance. Great. No license. Even better. Happens all the time in California. Let's face it. There are thousands of illegal immigrants driving in this state without a license. Just a fact. 16 years ago, California put a law in place requiring insurance if you wanted a license. Instead of getting insured, many illegal drivers just keep driving. No licenses. Now, some argue that allowing illegal immigrants to be licensed would make the roads safer. After all, they're going to drive anyway. We know that. Leo, we know you believe in the rights of all people, even illegal immigrants. Why should someone who was here illegally be allowed to have a driver's license?
Well, Fred, the argument here is simply this. If we're not going to deny the fact that illegal aliens are in this state, in this city. The question here is a safety issue. If we make them insured and have them go through driver training, we'll have less accidents. So let's be, for those who say, oh, it's wrong, then you're denying a obvious fact. Illegal aliens will be in this country today, tomorrow, the rest of our lifetime. So let's get them insured. Let's make sure they understand the rules of driving so that we can make the roads much safer.
I guess it's a catch-22 because I think you'll agree, illegal immigrants probably don't have any car insurance. That's fair to say, isn't it?
Well, that's frequently the case, yeah. But I don't agree with you, Leo. I think that, first of all, I don't think that having a license has anything to do with whether you're a good driver. Right. And as evident by the insurance companies who don't want to, charge a fortune for the young drivers, the teenagers or the young adults, because that's what really matters is practice. That's what's important. And I think giving a license to these people, it's basically like saying it's okay to be here. And it segues into other things like, oh, it's acceptable. So now maybe I'm going to get that welfare. I'm going to get those food stamps. And our state is paying a fortune for illegal people to be here in the form of prisons, in the form of health care, in the form of schools. We cannot afford it. And we have to be strong on that. And even Jerry Brown is not in favor of this, who our new governor.
But the point here is simply this. We can't use the argument of our dislike towards illegal immigrants to deny the fact that illegal immigrants are going to be here today and tomorrow. And the issue here is public safety. Is it a smart move to allow them to have these licenses so they get insurance as a conditional license and to learn the safety of the road? And that makes logical sense, notwithstanding their illegal status in this country.
Wouldn't the safest way to be, if you're an illegal immigrant, you don't get a driver's license and you don't drive?
That's
Wouldn't
right.
that make the most sense, Leo? I mean, if you think about it, it seems like that would wrap it up. Okay. The events of September 11, 2001 forever changed our country. Security never been so tight. And if you don't believe me, just take a look at our nation's airports. And if you travel by train, security's actually been even tighter. Let me ask you this. You're on board. The guy next to you has a gun. You all right with that? Amtrak's changing their policy to allow passengers to bring guns onto the train, reversing a ban that's been in place since 9/11. Starting December 15th here in California, anybody can carry a firearm onto the train as long as they give Amtrak 24 hours notice. The gun is unloaded and stored in a train locker. Despite that, many are concerned that legalizing guns on trains just makes it easier for those that want to do harm. Guns on trains. Charlotte, you all aboard on this one?
Wait, I am, because you're not going to be carrying it on board. I mean, it's going to be stored away. It's going to be secure. You're going to give them the 24-hour notice. It's not so different than the policy on airlines. And this gives people an alternative to going on an airline.
Policy on airlines? You can carry a gun on an airline?
Well, you can check it. Yes, you can check it. And that's what this basically is too with the trains. That's what I understand, is that you basically are checking it. It's not like you have it in your pocket with ammunition and that's not the case. So I think it's perfectly safe. And I don't understand why people are so upset about this. And I also think that this could potentially boost our economy, because there are a lot of people who don't want to fly anymore because of the TSA security requirements. Now they have the option to take a train. So I think that's a positive thing.
So, all right, I understand, and you're right about what you said, but your point about this is going to boost the economy. So you're telling me anybody that doesn't want to fly has a gun and is going to take a train. They don't want to fly because you can't bring a gun, but on a train you can bring a gun, so that's going to boost the economy?
I don't know, but I just think there are a lot of people who don't want to take planes, and it's possible some people want to carry their gun. They're not going to be able to have the ammunition in it. It has to be locked away. It has to be secure, but this gives them an option. That's all I'm saying.
Leo?
This is horrible, and I'll tell you why. Because you got a mass number of people in a public utility, transportation, and you don't know, even if the gun's safe and locked away, there might be someone, an employee, who might get a hold of this gun. This is a horrible idea, considering that thousands of people who will be on a train and could be subject to one lunatic who gain access to that gun and fire. It's a horrible idea, and especially in light of this after 9/11. There's no logic.
These guns have only been banned for 10 years, and there weren't incidents before that. The last train robbery, most of them were in the 1800s. 1963 was the last train robbery. There haven't been incidents.
Terrorists are trying to come up with creative ways to harm Americans. The planes, trains, it could be anything. Whenever there's a large number of people, we have to be careful.
What'd you say, Charlotte? What'd you say?
He sounds like the Bush administration with the terror alerts and all of that.
Well, on this issue, I'm proud of it. On this issue, I'm proud of it.
All right, and I'm proud of both of you. Well done tonight. Leo, Charlotte, thanks so much. I'll talk to you soon.